Hello, my awesome Aries, and welcome to your April reading. This is a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, check out the other signs in your chart in case they resonate with you a bit more. Otherwise, if you do enjoy this, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. It is fun, it is free, and it does help my channel. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get started with this. What we are going to do is we are going to do a first row that will be indicative of where you are now or what you've been into recently. The second row, and hopefully you can see these, but I will certainly be going through them, of course. The second row is indicative of where you will be going throughout the month, maybe into next month, the things that you don't see coming perhaps. And then the third and last row is Spirit's advice to you. So we will certainly go through these one by one, and we will get clarifiers on those from our psychic deck to help with that as well. But let's take these as we go. So we're starting out with the Six of Swords here. So I do feel like you are kind of coming back into yourself here. I do feel like you have had a struggle. Okay, so April is a month where we are seeing a big shift in things going on. There's an eclipse happening in April. There's a double moon happening. I think it's around April 20th-ish. And there is also a moon in Taurus. I believe that is going to be causing some new things, some second chances, I think is what that's going to be indicative of. But again, the whole month of April is really kind of active. That's the moon in Jupiter, actually. That's going to be Taurus, I think. So anyway, this whole situation is the month of April, which is Aries into Taurus. So for your Aries month is the eclipse time. We do have a lot of activity, a lot of changes. It's a whole new cycle that we haven't seen for a very long time. So I do feel like for many of you, you are going to be seeing a lot of changes. A lot of changes in finance, a lot of changes in love, just, things maybe if they haven't been going certain way for you or the way you've wanted to, this may be your chance at something completely new. So for many of you, that's how I kind of read this card starting off, that maybe you're starting off the month of April where you are kind of coming back into what you want, okay? You're kind of getting the ideas of what you want. You're feeling like you want to come back into a comfort zone that maybe you haven't had for a very long time. Maybe you've been dealing with a really long relationship, a really long job, situation that's just not been appealing to you. It's not been satisfactory to you, or a relationship that's not been satisfying for you. And you feel like now it's time to return to you, your core, what is going to bring you joy and happiness. And I feel like that's kind of what you're looking to do. This Eight of Wands in reverse is telling me that the movement forward is not happening yet. Okay, again, these situational changes, the eclipse, the moon changes, all of that is towards the end of the month. So while I do feel like you're mentally preparing for these, you have already kind of made up your mind that you're sick of the way things have been. Again, whether it's in relationship or business or your home life situation, whatever it may be, I do feel like you haven't gotten to the place yet where you are ready to take action on those feelings quite yet. So there may be some logistics at hand that are holding you back, finances at hand, certain things that are holding you back, logistically speaking, but mentally you are there, okay? This is where we have the Two of Pentacles, okay? And again, I do feel like this is where you are juggling some things, and I don't necessarily feel like it's you're juggling decisions as far as like what you want to do. Again, I feel like you've already kind of come to terms with the fact that you're done with this situation, whether it be work or relationship or where you're living or whatever it may be. I think it's more a matter of, again, a logistics, and this is you trying to determine how to make the finances work, okay? So if you're in a relationship that you need to get out of, that's a long-term relationship, how are you going to be able to make the finances work? You know, if you were a stay-at-home wife and mother, and now you're going to have to break out on your own, how are you going to be able to balance that? If you were someone who, you had a job that you absolutely hated, but you made decent money at, you could count on, it was a 9 to 5, and you were so miserable at it though for so long. It was drudge work, and now you've kind of looked to the idea of going out, striking out on your own, trying your own business, or trying a whole different new career path, or going back to school, something like that. You know that it's going to change your finances. So you may have to juggle, 2 jobs to make what you were making at this one, or you might have to, pull some things out of savings to kind of cover, your down pay for a while you start over or try something new. So there is going to be some juggling of finances in order to make this logistically happen for you, okay? But I think that that's part of what is keeping you right now from making this quick leap forward, even though you've mentally been there for a minute. You've mentally prepared for this. It's just a matter of making sure that you have all your I's dotted and T's crossed financially, okay? And that you are sure you're going to be able to, pay the bills, afford everything, keep the finances in line, have everything in order. If you're wanting to change the place that you're living, for example, you're wanting to buy a new home because you've been, cohabitating with somebody, family members, friends, roommates, whatever, and you're like, I can't do this anymore. It may take some creative financing for you, okay? So that's some juggling of finances, maybe juggling of moonlighting jobs, different things, okay? So I kind of feel like that's where you are now. You're past the mental idea of it, you're into the logistics of it, okay? So going forward though, this is what you don't see coming or what is coming for you. And this is the star card, okay? So this star card is falling right below the part where you've kind of made your decision that you need a change. You are coming back into yourself and what you desire, what you want. Maybe you've been living this way because it was easy, it was convenient, it was a job you could count on, it was predictable, it was reliable. Same with a relationship, it was reliable, or it was a situationship or a relationship of comfort and ease because, maybe not ease, might have been the worst relationship in the world, but you knew at least the bills were paid, okay? So you knew at least there's a roof over your head, something of that nature, and so you stuck with it way longer than maybe you should have. Same with the job, those kinds of things. But coming out of it, coming back into it, this is going to make you feel like a star because you are going to be finding yourself, okay? You're going to be doing something for yourself that's going to eventually lead to your growth, your excitement, your building of yourself. You are going to be feeling so much better once you break that bond, break that chain, break that feeling of being tied to mediocrity or whatever it is that's making you just feel complacent, not happy, not fulfilled. You are going to start feeling this star feeling, this fulfillment, this excitement, this happiness, joy, what have you, okay? So I do feel like whatever it is that you are deciding to come back to, these big changes that are occurring mentally first and then logistically second, and that you actually start taking action on, I do think are going to be really great changes for you, okay? But I do think that they are going to require some work. And again, they may require some sacrifice as well. So then we have the Emperor card, okay? So the Emperor, I do feel like is somebody who is going to be pivotal and somebody you'll rely on, okay? Now this could be somebody who is pivotal in that it's somebody in your family you may have to lean on for help financially. It could be somebody that gives you a job opportunity that you really, really need. They are in a place of, sturdy, stable, sound positioning to help you, okay, along the way. It is under your Eight of Wands in reverse. So again, this is where you're not able to move forward quite yet. But once you get this Emperor person, I do feel like this is the person who is going to make that turnaround for you. This is the person who is going to enable you to have some additional kind of insight and additional, assistance, things like that, additional help at your fingertips to kind of, move forward. And especially I do feel like in a financial sense, because I do, for many of you, feel like that's your biggest hang up. I feel like you've been in a situation where you've stuck with a job or a relationship or stuck in a position, a home, or whatever for a very long time. And it's solely been because you felt like you just really couldn't afford financially to break free. And maybe you still feel like you can't. But this person is going to be the person that I do feel is going to give you some tools, some help, some assistance in making you feel like you can make it, okay? So I do feel like this is a pivotal person. So if this is a person you can go to, if there's somebody in your life, your family, your friends, a person that you know that has a business or is high up in a business that maybe you could ask for a job, somebody that you can think of, this may be the person that's your go-to. This may also be someone you meet in a relationship type of medium. And because you are now open, if you are moving out of a relationship, you are now open to this type of person. They may be more than willing, because of their affinity to you, affection for you, to help you, to assist you in many ways, okay? So this may not just be somebody who wants to help you financially. They may also be emotionally on board to help you as well, okay? So here we have the very next card is the Four of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me that, and it's underneath where you're having to juggle your finances, okay? But it's telling me you no longer have to hold tight to those funds anymore. That is reversed. That has been reversed, and it's after you've met this Emperor. So throughout this process, I feel like this Emperor, again, is the key component in getting you either connected with somebody, or they are the somebody that is going to help facilitate getting you through this financial concern, okay? So they may offer you the opportunity. They may help you along the way. They may help, give you a cash injection for a while as, a loan of some sort to try to help you get through, because they really do want you to succeed. They want you to get out of the situation. So it could be a father figure, a brother figure. And again, gender is neutral, even though it is an Emperor card. It doesn't mean that. It could be a mother, it could be an aunt, a grandma, a female figure that's a strong figure. But again, I do see that this is going to be something that's going to allow you to not feel like you have to be so restricted on finances that you're terrified and you're holding on for dear life to every penny that you have, because you're just terrified that you can't make it without it, okay? So I do feel like there's going to be some easing of that fear, and that is also going to lend to your star feelings, because again, you've already mentally kind of decided that that's the case, that you are going to be better off without this situation. But now this is going to allow you to also have that financial drawback that you've really been scared of, really been your driving fear, I think, that's kept you in this situation for so long. I feel like there's going to be major financial changes throughout this month that are going to really kind of come into play here. And that's what's going to really facilitate you being able to not only get out of the situation, but get out of the situation unscathed financially, okay? So then what is Spirit's advice to you, okay? So let's look at that. Then we have the Knight of Wands, okay? And the Knight of Wands is rushing in. The Knight of Wands can be a very fiery opportunity. So it can be a romantic type opportunity. That doesn't have to be. It could be something that's just opportunity-wise, as far as jobs or friends or family or relationships or just anything. But in this sense, for me, I do have, my intuition's telling me that this is a fiery type of opportunity for someone that is interested in you, okay? That now that you have kind of escaped this, now that you've kind of made it through the you're over the hump, if you will. You've kind of got through it. You're through it mentally and now financially, which was your biggest hang up. I feel like now you're breathing a sigh of relief late in the month, going in maybe even into May, those kind of things, that you're going to open yourself up, okay? You're going to be on a higher vibrational level. You're going to be feeling better. You're going to be feeling more sound. You're not stuck in a situation that you've been in for a long time, so you can breathe easier, feel freer, feel better. That fear of finances is gone. And so when you're putting out that energy, people see it, people feel it. You're putting out higher vibrations, they're giving back higher vibrations, right? So I do feel like some people are going to probably be coming in trying to catch your eye, catch your attention. So I do feel like there might be some suitors coming in for you. And I do feel like Spirit is telling you, if that's something that you're interested in, keep your eyes open, because once you have this star quality in you, okay, you may have a lot of opportunities out there for people that will be better for you. okay, that is coming, they're coming back into your own here in this row. So these are people that are better for you, better suited for you, better matches for you going forward, and more in line with the kinds of lifestyle that you want, that you've been wanting and not been able to get to, okay? So I think Spirit's just telling you to kind of keep your eyes open, because with these changes is going to come a change in you, okay? And when you have a change in you and you're putting out things, people are going to be reading that. They're going to be seeing your confidence level change, you know, the way you carry yourself change. You're not as, you know, miserable at home or around this relationship or in this job that is just monotonous and dead end to you or whatever it may be. So now this next row is, we have the Two of Cups, but we have this in reverse, okay? So for me, I do feel like that because this is in the row where you're not ready to move forward yet, we have the Emperor here, you know, and this is what Spirit is saying, is that you may not want to jump into anything romantic. As far as jump into it, I'm not saying like you don't want to date, you don't want to do that. I think what Spirit's saying is don't lock yourself immediately back in. So for many, many people who have been in long-term relationships, if that's what you're coming out of, you have a tendency, and I know myself, I fit in this category, and I'm also an Aries. I have a tendency to, because that's what I'm used to, because that's what is comfortable, because that's what is the norm, you know, when that changes for me, I have a tendency to be, okay, well, then I need somebody to replace that person. I like, you know, like status quo, because that's just, you know, that's, you know, I like to be in control of things, and that's the control, and I want status quo sometimes. And so you may have that feeling that, okay, well, I finished that off and that was great, and I got rid of that. That was a horrible feeling, but now I've got these new people popping up and coming in. So wow, let's just get a new relationship started right away. This is a much better one anyway. So you have this propensity to want to jump into a new serious relationship. And I think Spirit is just telling you to take it easy. You don't need to do that. You don't need to jump into anything. You know, you need to, you know, it's fine to, you know, take your time. It's fine to date. It's fine to enjoy yourself. But what you're doing here is you're making huge changes in life, okay? You might be changing everything. You know, you're changing the way you look at finances. You're changing the way you're coming into yourself. You're changing potentially relationships. You might be changing jobs, which all of those could affect changing where you live, how you live. You know, it's not just one thing, it's a domino effect, right? So to jump back into something else, or possibly lock yourself into a whole nother just same situation again would be, you know, damaging. You would just be doing the same thing again. So I think Spirit's telling you don't do that. You know, if this Emperor person is a mentor to you of some sort, you know, maybe just stick with them as a mentor type figure. And this may be why this is falling under this. It may be saying, you know, keep this person on a professional level, okay? Because jumping in, at least at this particular moment, you know, you tend to want to, it's like, you know, Florence Nightingale syndrome, the person who's helping you, you want to fall for, and this person really helped you kind of find your footing and whatever, and so you want to fall for them. But I do think Spirit's saying, you know, if that's the case here, you know, again, maybe just keep them on a professional level for now. It doesn't mean always, but for now, because you don't want to screw that up. You want to keep this professional and really get yourself set and grounded, okay? And then the last card is the Lover's card. And again, that's in reverse, okay? So here we have, you know, your finances are coming into play. Your finances are coming into line, okay? This Lover's card in reverse is telling me that, you know, there could be somebody who wants to take advantage of that. Your ex might be wanting to come back and take advantage of that. You know, they may see that you've got something going for you now, and all of a sudden they want to come back and try to horn their way in to try to get some of that back, try to take advantage of that. If you were married and it was a divorce situation, they may be trying to take advantage of getting some of those funds, because if you're still in the process of a divorce, now they see you're doing well, they'll try to take advantage of that. Protect yourself. Spirit is telling me here in this card to protect yourself, okay? Make sure, and again, I think it's going along with this, stay professional with anybody here. Don't jump into any relationships. And for goodness sake, don't let anybody have access to these funds, because remember, Mainly, I feel for most of you, the reason you stayed in the situation that you've been in for so long, that it took literally like what, a 10-year span or something before this change of rotation happened here astrologically, for you to get such an opportunity for a second change, a whole new change, and all this to kind of come into alignment for you, to actually say enough's enough, and beyond scared of finances, you still went through with all this, and you've worked your way through it, you've made your way through it, and all this great stuff. The last thing you need is to let somebody come and take advantage of you, or to horn their way back into your life, to suck you dry from the funds that you've worked so hard to get and your stability and all that. So that's the last thing you need. Okay, so work on you and you alone. And I really feel like that Spirit's, advice down here is really work on you and you alone. And then, eventually you can certainly entertain people, enjoy yourself, but, play it close to the vest. Okay, let's just say that. But let's get some clarifiers on these. We will use the psychic deck on this to get some clarifiers on all of these cards. Hopefully just give us a little bit more insight here. How about the Six of Swords in reverse? Material and spiritual prosperity. So again, I think that you are mentally coming back into this in your mind. But again, that's something that's held you into it, is the mental and spiritual prosperity, is because materially, the spiritual prosperity, you've been stuck in a place, in a rut. You want spiritual prosperity, but the material issues have kept you where you are. So I do feel like what that's telling you is that, you're going to have to get over one if you want to clear up the other. And I do think you are. I think you're going to do that. I think now is time when you are going to pull the trigger and actually make big moves. How about this Eight of Wands in reverse? So crown chakra. And again, I feel like this is where you are completely seeing. It's like you're all knowing, all seeing, all feeling. You are putting everything in order in your mind, okay? You're mentally getting there. You just aren't putting it in action quite yet, okay? So mentally, you're preparing everything to make that step. You're just figuring out the logistics. So you are seeing it from every angle. It's like mentally, emotionally, physically, every angle with your crown chakra, so that you can definitely put it into effect, okay, without having to worry about any aspect of it, which is why you're coming into this juggling of finances, because that is your big concern, I feel like. And with that juggling of funds, it's base chakra. So again, your base chakra is your tangible worldly goods, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're concerned about the money. How are you going to be able to pay the bills? How are you going to be able to buy groceries? How are you going to be able to afford to pay rent, or financial, physical, tangible things here, earthly, worldly things? That's your concern. Juggling that, what are you going to do? And I mean, that's exactly what that is. You're trying to put everything in perspective so that you can logistically get to the place where you are able to separate material and spiritual things, and then work them together in a way that's going to be harmonious enough that you can actually take action without destroying yourself. So let's see the Star card here. How about that? The universe. And this is telling me that the universe is conspiring in your favor, okay? This whole second row has told me that the universe is conspiring in your favor. We know that. We know that this is the month of change. We know that this is the time of change, and it's been a long time coming for alignments like this. And so now is the time. And I do feel like you are ready for that. I think you've been more than ready for a long time. You've been preparing up mentally. I think you're more than mentally ready. I think you've been past mentally ready for this for a while. It's just been a logistical thing, and I think now you know that you can do it. I think you've kind of analyzed it from all sides. So the Emperor, the waiting game. So again, I think this Emperor is coming to you after your waiting time, and I do think this person, you've waited a long time for this person to come to you, or to come in with an offer, or to offer their services, or you've waited a long time for the gumption to ask this person for help, for assistance. This may be somebody you've known for a long time. Again, a trusted friend, family member, confidant, mentor, somebody you've known, and they may own a company. They may be in a place of, position of wealth or power or something of that nature. Or it could just be someone you've just met. But for whatever reason, the universe has, after a long wait, has sent this person to you, or you to this person, in order to make the connection to help you with what's been your main concern, which is the material part, the base chakra part, and that's the finances. And they have been able to, help you here, because I see the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and let's get some clarity on that. Movement, choices, and decisions. And again, your movement, choices, and decisions have helped you to be able to balance your base chakra needs, your financial needs, your earthly needs, with your material and spiritual prosperity here, to where you are able to now be able to feel like you're safe enough to move forward in a way that is just for you, and still make it, okay? Still financially make it, without much regard. So let's get down here to the Knight of Wands and get a bit of, we've got foundations and achievements. So again, I do feel like this is going to be news coming in, or information coming in, offers coming in for you, based on the fact that now people are seeing you with a new foundation, a new type of personality. You are showing yourself as a new type of person. You are setting yourself out and above with carrying yourself in a whole new way, setting out higher vibrations. You're a totally different person now that you have overcome this situation you've been stuck in for so long. You're proud of yourself, you're strong, you feel better about yourself, and people can see that. When you feel your best, you look your best, and people are seeing it, they're reading it, they're seeing your foundations, they're seeing your achievements, they're seeing what you're doing, they're seeing your growth, and they're seeing that you now are starting to make funds and do things with your life that's positive, and it's taking notice. They're taking notice. But again, I do feel like Spirit is saying, but don't jump into anything hot and heavy, okay? Just, focus on you for a little bit, okay? So how about this Two of Cups in reverse? Stand your ground, okay? So again, I feel like, this could be your ex coming back in. This could be anybody else trying to get with you or try to pressure you into a relationship, in any way. And again, I don't mean pressure in the way that they're like overwhelmingly pressured, but, trying to make you feel like they really want something with you, and you may not be into that. You may not be ready for that. And again, I think Spirit's telling you, stand your ground. Do not jump into anything just because, you feel like you're compelled to, or you need to, or you're supposed to, because that's what you've known for so long. You don't have to do anything. You have been there and done that, okay? Now you are coming out, you're stronger than ever, you are overcoming so much, okay? You've overcome your own fear, you've overcome a situation you didn't enjoy, that it took a lot of strength to stick into, to be honest with you. It takes a lot of strength to stay in a situation you are miserable in, or maybe didn't enjoy, just to make sure you were taking care of your family or yourself or whatever financially. That's just as hard as coming out of it, okay? But you've done both now, and you've overcome it, okay? So to make somebody feel like you need them in a relationship would be crazy. You don't need anybody. Stand your ground and walk on your own. You can do that now very well. That's not to say you don't enjoy dating people. Do that. That's fine if that's what you'd like. But Spirit again is warning that you do not want to tie yourself to anybody else. Don't hitch yourself to someone else's star. You are your own star in your own right, and the universe is telling you you are. And this Lover's card in reverse is passion ignited, okay? So again, I do feel like, there may be a situation where there is passion. There are, people coming around that, your ex may even come back. And that may be what you had with them, was passion. Maybe the relationship was terrible, and the only thing you really did have in common was, sexual, passion, or, attraction, or whatever, something of that nature. And they may be trying to come back in and utilize that to get to you because they see you're doing so well and want you back. This could be somebody else who's trying to utilize, their attraction to you or your attraction to them to try to get, hitch themselves to you, to piggyback off of your newfound freedom, newfound financial positions, your newfound happiness and abundance and joy and all of that great stuff, because you are exuding that now. You are star quality now. Okay, so maybe that is what is happening. But again, you know, Spirit is clearly telling you here in no uncertain terms that regardless of what you're enjoying, and you can enjoy dating these people, you can enjoy that. But again, you don't need to tie yourself together to anybody just yet, okay? It would be a decision that you don't want to make, okay? It could affect your base chakras, because if they come in and they start taking advantage of your funds or put you back in a position like you were in before, you know, you're right back down that rabbit hole, and you don't want to be there, okay? Think about how long you were there before. Think about how hard it was to get out. I mean, it took a celestial movement literally to make you able to get out here. So let's pull 3 of these just general advice cards for you to close this out, and we will wish you a happy April. So let's go ahead and just get 3 of these and see what the universe is trying to tell you. We have Leader of the Light. Where are you being called to serve and support others? Okay, so I do feel like this is kind of a pay it forward situation. So I feel like this is something where they're saying, you know, somebody has helped you. You've been able to get out. Okay, you've been able to make it. The universe has had your back. This emperor has had your back. You've been able to make it. So I do feel like, you know, that as a leader now in this situation, you need to pay it forward and help others, okay, if possible. And this one says, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. And again, this is telling you, I believe this is Spirit telling you, focus on you, okay? Because you want to manifest the best you can be. You've been manifesting whatever everybody else has wanted you to do for so long because you were scared to get out, or you just didn't want to get out, or you were feeling like you had to do that for the good of maybe your kids or your family or yourself or whatever. Maybe you were in a narcissistic relationship and they told you that's kind of what they groomed you for that. But whatever it is, I think Spirit is telling you, focus on yourself. And if you focus on yourself, you can manifest yourself to be anything you want. Remember, you know, the universe is working in your favor right now. So keep that in mind. And then here we have, come together, we need each other. So again, I think this is saying, you know, we're working together. Work together with these people. You can work together with the emperor. You can work together with the universe, people around you, your friends, your family, whomever you can count on. You can work together with these people who may want to date you, maybe bringing in opportunities to help you with your foundation with this Knight of Wands. That's not to say that you don't want to date people that are trying to help you, care for you, those kinds of things, that you can work with them. I just believe that the Spirit is telling you that you need to focus on you more than you focus on them. You need to make sure that they're, you know, helping support you rather than you tying yourself down to them, okay? So they can build you up, that's fine, but don't let anything go on that's going to be tearing you down or weighing you down, okay? So I feel like that's what you need to be focused on. The number 1 and 7 has come up twice here, and we have the number 4 coming up all over the place. So 44, 4, 34. So if those mean anything to you, 1, 7, and 4s, those are numbers that have popped up quite a bit. So, and here just in the middle row, just to let you know, we have 2, 2, and 21. So we have the number 2 coming up quite a bit in that middle row, which is your row. I think of what is really going to be positive movement for you. So I do feel like a 2 might be a good lucky number for you this month. So I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please do like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Otherwise, check out the other signs in your chart, and hope to see you back for your weekend energy reading. Bye.